No llegues a casa después de medianoche.
Don't get home after midnight. Don't get home after midnight.
Durante el verano me gusta viajar mucho.
During the summer I like to travel a lot. During the summer I like to travel a lot.
Antes de salir, llámame.
Call me before you go out. Call me before you go out.
Visito a mi familia durante las Navidades.
I visit my family during Christmas. I visit my family during Christmas.
El periódico fue comprado.
The newspaper was bought. The newspaper was bought.
El café fue preparado por mi hermana.
The coffee was prepared by my sister. The coffee was prepared by my sister.
La radio no ha sido enchufada.
The radio has not been plugged in. The radio has not been plugged in.
El ladrón fue capturado por la policía.
The thief was captured by the police. The thief was captured by the police.
La acuarela fue pintada por mí.
The watercolor was painted by me. The watercolor was painted by me.
La tele ha sido arreglada.
The TV has been fixed. The TV has been fixed.
El suelo fue barrido por la vecina.
The floor was swept by the neighbor. The floor was swept by the neighbor.
Las flores han sido regadas.
The flowers have been watered. The flowers have been watered.
La niña fue vestida por su madre.
The girl was dressed by her mother. The girl was dressed by her mother.
El camión ha sido ya comprado.
The truck has already been purchased. The truck has already been purchased.
Durante el verano me gusta practicar deporte.
During the summer I like to play sports. During the summer I like to play sports.
Trabajo en esta compañía desde 1950.
I have been working in this company since 1950. I have been working in this company since 1950.
Nosotros estamos yendo a una fiesta.
We are going to a party. We are going to a party.
Ella llegó al trabajo.
She arrived at work. She arrived at work.
Mis padres están en el trabajo.
My parents are at work. My parents are at work.
El museo está al final de la calle.
The museum is at the end of the street. The museum is at the end of the street.
Ella misma cocinó.
She herself cooked. She herself cooked.
Lo hicieron ellos mismos.
They did it themselves. They did it themselves.
Él se afeitó muy rápido.
He shaved very quickly. He shaved very quickly.
Ella misma no lo sabía.
She didn't know it herself. She didn't know it herself.
Vamos a conducir nosotros mismos.
Let's drive ourselves. Let's drive ourselves.
Lo pintó ella misma.
She painted it herself. She painted it herself.
Ellos mismos compusieron la canción.
They composed the song themselves. They composed the song themselves.
Yo me lavé.
I washed myself. I washed myself.
Quiero contestar yo mismo.
I want to answer myself. I want to answer myself.
Martín escribió el libro él mismo.
Martin wrote the book himself. Martin wrote the book himself.
Ellos mismos se hicieron daño.
They hurt themselves. They hurt themselves.
Nosotros limpiamos ayer.
We cleaned yesterday. We cleaned yesterday.
Él se ha hecho daño.
He has hurt himself. He has hurt himself.
Nosotros mismos lo paramos.
We stop it ourselves. We stop it ourselves.
Contrólate.
Control yourself. Control yourself.
Él mismo se golpeó.
He himself was hit. He himself was hit.
Ellos mismos se miran en el espejo.
They look at themselves in the mirror. They look at themselves in the mirror.
Tienes que finalizar tu informe antes del domingo.
You have to finalize your report before Sunday. You have to finalize your report before Sunday.
Yo conocí a mi mujer durante mis estudios en París.
I knew my wife during my studies in Paris. I knew my wife during my studies in Paris.
Estudio inglés desde mi infancia.
I have been studying English since my childhood. I have been studying English since my childhood.
El horario de oficina es de 9 a 4.
Office hours are from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Office hours are from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
El niño no se durmió hasta que llegó su madre.
The boy didn't fall asleep until his mother arrived. The boy didn't fall asleep until his mother arrived.
Trabajo de lunes a viernes.
Work from Monday to Friday. Work from Monday to Friday.
Ayer trabajé hasta medianoche.
I worked until midnight yesterday. I worked until midnight yesterday.
No conduje hasta los 30 años.
I didn't drive until I was 30 years old. I didn't drive until I was 30 years old.
Nosotros iremos a Nueva York.
We will go to New York. We will go to New York.
Ella vino a la playa.
She came to the beach. She came to the beach.
Nosotros estamos llegando al teatro.
We are getting to the theater. We are getting to the theater.
Ellos vinieron a Francia.
They came to France. They came to France.
El partido es jugado.
The game is played. The game is played.
La casa es construida.
The house is built. The house is built.
El libro es leído.
The book is read. The book is read.
La cena es preparada por el marido.
Dinner is prepared by the husband. Dinner is prepared by the husband.
El libro es leído por mi hermana.
The book is read by my sister. The book is read by my sister.
Yo veo este programa.
I watch this program. I watch this program.
Este programa es visto por mí.
This program is seen by me. This program is seen by me.
Yo lavo mi coche.
I wash my car. I wash my car.
El coche es limpiado por mí.
The car is cleaned by me. The car is cleaned by me.
Tú has leído este libro.
You have read this book. You have read this book.
Este libro ha sido leído por ti.
This book has been read by you. This book has been read by you.
Yo me lavo las manos.
I wash my hands. I wash my hands.
Mis manos son lavadas por mí.
My hands are washed by me. My hands are washed by me.
Yo me lavé las manos.
I washed my hands. I washed my hands.
Mis manos fueron lavadas por mí.
My hands were washed by me. My hands were washed by me.
Yo me lavaré las manos.
I'll wash my hands. I'll wash my hands.
Mis manos serán lavadas por mí.
My hands will be washed by me. My hands will be washed by me.
Yo me he lavado las manos.
I've washed my hands. I've washed my hands.
Mis manos han sido lavadas por mí.
My hands have been washed by me. My hands have been washed by me.
Yo me estoy lavando las manos.
I'm washing my hands. I'm washing my hands.
Mis manos están siendo lavadas por mí.
My hands are being washed by me. My hands are being washed by me.
Yo me lavaría las manos.
I would wash my hands. I would wash my hands.
Mis manos serían lavadas por mí.
My hands would be washed by me. My hands would be washed by me.
La semana pasada trabajé hasta las 8 todos los días.
Last week I worked until 8 every day. Last week I worked until 8 every day.
Ella me besó después de la cena.
She kissed me after dinner. She kissed me after dinner.
Puedes llamarla después del trabajo.
You can call her after work. You can call her after work.
Este tren va de Boston a Nueva York.
This train goes from Boston to New York. This train goes from Boston to New York.
Él llegó a París.
He arrived in Paris. He arrived in Paris.
Él llegó tarde a casa.
He arrived home late. He arrived home late.
Ella jugó al squash durante 10 años.
She played squash for 10 years. She played squash for 10 years.
Después del trabajo cocinaré.
After work I will cook. After work I will cook.
La tienda abre de 10 a 6.
The store is open from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. The store is open from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Yo te estoy dando mi gato.
I'm giving you my cat. I'm giving you my cat.
Nosotros te estamos dando nuestra casa.
We are giving you our house. We are giving you our house.
Apágalo.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Él nos ha perdonado.
He has forgiven us. He has forgiven us.
Tú no me lo diste.
You didn't give it to me. You didn't give it to me.
Ella misma lo tejió.
She woven it herself. She woven it herself.
Lo compuso él mismo.
He composed it himself. He composed it himself.
Nosotros mismos cocinamos la cena.
We cooked dinner ourselves. We cooked dinner ourselves.
Has arrestado al ladrón tú mismo.
You have arrested the thief yourself. You have arrested the thief yourself.
Se ha vestido ella misma.
She has dressed herself. She has dressed herself.
Enséñame el dinero.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Te estamos abrazando.
We are hugging you. We are hugging you.
Ella lo encendió.
She turned it on. She turned it on.
Tú mismo te has vestido.
You've dressed yourself. You've dressed yourself.
Vamos a hacerlo nosotros mismos.
Let's do it ourselves. Let's do it ourselves.
Él me vio.
He saw me. He saw me.
Lo construyó ella misma.
She built it herself. She built it herself.
Dáselo.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Inténtalo.
Try it. Try it.
Antes de venir aquí, yo viví en Sevilla.
Before coming here I lived in Seville. Before coming here I lived in Seville.
Después de irme a Madrid, comencé mis estudios.
After going to Madrid, I started my studies. After going to Madrid, I started my studies.
Yo me corté.
I cut myself. I cut myself.
Tú te hiciste daño.
You hurt yourself. You hurt yourself.
Contrólate.
Control yourself. Control yourself.
Yo me lo pasé muy bien.
I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself.
Yo me vestí lentamente.
I got dressed slowly. I got dressed slowly.
Tú te afeitaste esta mañana.
You shaved this morning. You shaved this morning.
Yo no me lavé ayer.
I didn't wash yesterday. I didn't wash yesterday.
Yo mismo hice el trabajo.
I did the job myself. I did the job myself.
Él mismo no lo sabía.
He himself didn't know it. He himself didn't know it.
Ella misma rompió el cristal.
She broke the glass herself. She broke the glass herself.
Nosotros mismos.
Ourselves. Ourselves.
Ellos llegaron a las 2 en punto.
They arrived at 2 o'clock. They arrived at 2 o'clock.
Él está en la parada del autobús.
He's at the bus stop. He's at the bus stop.
En invierno, Alaska es un lugar horrible para vivir.
In winter, Alaska is a horrible place to live. In winter, Alaska is a horrible place to live.
El sábado tendré mi nuevo coche.
On Saturday I will have my new car. On Saturday I will have my new car.
Ella juega al tenis desde los 13 años.
She has been playing tennis since she was 13 years old. She has been playing tennis since she was 13 years old.
Desde que te conocí, me enamoré de ti.
Since I met you, I fell in love with you. Since I met you, I fell in love with you.
Yo viví en Boston durante 10 años.
I lived in Boston for 10 years. I lived in Boston for 10 years.
Puedes verle después de las 6 en punto.
You can see him after 6 o'clock. You can see him after 6 o'clock.
Ella estudió en la universidad durante 5 años.
She studied at university for 5 years. She studied at university for 5 years.
Nosotros hemos estudiado inglés durante 7 años.
We have studied English for 7 years. We have studied English for 7 years.
Después de llegar, encendió la televisión.
After arriving, he turned on the television. After arriving, he turned on the television.
Antes de salir, llama a tu jefe.
Before you leave, call your boss. Before you leave, call your boss.
A primera vista.
At first sight. At first sight.
Para empezar.
To start. To start.
Primero.
First. First.
En segundo lugar.
In second place. In second place.
Segundo.
Second. Second.
En tercer lugar.
In third place. In third place.
Tercero.
Third. Third.
Por último.
Finally. Finally.
Para concluir.
To conclude. To conclude.
En conclusión.
In conclusion. In conclusion.
Y finalmente.
And finally. And finally.
Aparte de.
Apart from. Apart from.
Además.
Besides. Besides.
Lo que es más.
What's more? What's more?
Por una parte.
On the one hand. On the one hand.
Por otra parte.
On the other hand. On the other hand.
Dámelo por escrito.
Give it to me in writing. Give it to me in writing.
Él dejó este libro en la mesa.
He left this book on the table. He left this book on the table.
Hay una araña en la pared.
There is a spider on the wall. There is a spider on the wall.
Estaré allí por la noche.
I'll be there at night. I'll be there at night.
Él me llamó a tiempo.
He called me on time. He called me on time.
Una conferencia sobre Shakespeare.
A lecture on Shakespeare. A lecture on Shakespeare.
A la izquierda.
On the left. On the left.
Yo llegué a las 8 en punto.
I arrived at 8 o'clock. I arrived at 8 o'clock.
El lunes tengo clase de inglés.
I have English class on Monday. I have English class on Monday.
Las elecciones serán el 24 de marzo.
The elections will be on the 24th of March. The elections will be on the 24th of March.
Ella celebró una fiesta el día de su cumpleaños.
She celebrates a party on her birthday. She celebrates a party on her birthday.
La empresa abrió en 2004.
The company opened in 2004. The company opened in 2004.
Nosotros vivimos en el siglo XXI.
We live in the 21st century. We live in the 21st century.
En verano hace mucho calor.
It's very hot in summer. It's very hot in summer.
El tren sale a las 11 en punto.
The train leaves at 11 o'clock. The train leaves at 11 o'clock.
En el siglo pasado la vida era diferente.
In the last century, life was different. In the last century, life was different.
¿Qué harás en primavera?
What will you do in spring? What will you do in spring?
Yo te veré a las 2:30.
I'll see you at 2:30. I'll see you at 2:30.
A medianoche se apareció un fantasma.
At midnight a ghost appeared. At midnight a ghost appeared.
Jaime no está aquí por el momento.
Jamie is not here at the moment. Jamie is not here at the moment.
¿Vas a venir el martes por la mañana?
Are you going to come on Tuesday morning? Are you going to come on Tuesday morning?
Volveré el sábado.
I'll be back on Saturday. I'll be back on Saturday.
El mundo ha cambiado en los últimos años.
The world has changed in recent years. The world has changed in recent years.
Llámame el sábado.
Call me on Saturday. Call me on Saturday.
Mi cumpleaños es en octubre.
My birthday is in October. My birthday is in October.
Él me llamó a medianoche.
He called me at midnight. He called me at midnight.
Yo me levantaré a las 10 en punto.
I'll get up at 10 o'clock. I'll get up at 10 o'clock.
En general.
In general. In general.
En particular.
In particular. In particular.
Más o menos.
More or less. More or less.
Hasta cierto punto.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent.
Etcétera.
Etc. Etc.
Por ejemplo.
For example. For example.
Para concluir.
To conclude. To conclude.
Después de eso.
After that. After that.
De repente.
Suddenly. Suddenly.
Al final.
In the end. In the end.
Mientras tanto.
Meanwhile. Meanwhile.
Luego.
Later. Later.
Después.
Later. Later.
Entonces.
Then. Then.
Mientras.
While. While.
A menudo vamos de vacaciones en verano.
We often go on vacation in the summer. We often go on vacation in the summer.
Vi a Brenda la semana pasada.
I saw Brenda last week. I saw Brenda last week.
A pesar de todo.
In spite of everything. In spite of everything.
Sin embargo.
However. However.
En vez de.
Instead of. Instead of.
A pesar de.
Despite. Despite.
Por el contrario.
On the contrary. On the contrary.
Mientras.
While. While.
Aunque.
Although. Although.
A causa de.
Because of. Because of.
Debido a.
Due to. Due to.
Por esta razón.
For this reason. For this reason.
Como resultado.
As a result. As a result.
En consecuencia.
Consequently. Consequently.
Por lo tanto.
Therefore. Therefore.
En realidad.
Actually. Actually.
De hecho.
In fact. In fact.
Hemos almorzado al mediodía.
We had lunch at noon. We had lunch at noon.
¿Vais vosotros a viajar en Navidad?
Are you going to travel at Christmas? Are you going to travel at Christmas?
El lunes tengo una cita.
I have an appointment on Monday. I have an appointment on Monday.
Te veo el próximo viernes.
I'll see you next Friday. I'll see you next Friday.
La película empieza a las 5:15.
The movie starts at 5:15. The movie starts at 5:15.
Por lo tanto.
Therefore. Therefore.
En realidad.
Actually. Actually.
De hecho.
In fact. In fact.
En conclusión.
In conclusion. In conclusion.
Y finalmente.
And finally. And finally.
Aparte de.
Apart from. Apart from.
Mientras.
While. While.
Aunque.
Although. Although.
En segundo lugar.
In second place. In second place.
Segundo.
Second. Second.
En tercer lugar.
In third place. In third place.
A primera vista.
At first sight. At first sight.
Para empezar.
To start. To start.
Primero.
First. First.
A pesar de todo.
In spite of everything. In spite of everything.
Sin embargo.
However. However.
En vez de.
Instead of. Instead of.
A causa de.
Because of. Because of.
Debido a.
Due to. Due to.
Tercero.
Third. Third.
Por último.
Finally. Finally.
Para concluir.
To conclude. To conclude.
A pesar de.
Despite. Despite.
Por el contrario.
On the contrary. On the contrary.
Por esta razón.
For this reason. For this reason.
Como resultado.
As a result. As a result.
En consecuencia.
Consequently. Consequently.
Además.
Besides. Besides.
Lo que es más.
What's more? What's more?
Por una parte.
On the one hand. On the one hand.
Por otra parte.
On the other hand. On the other hand.
La tienda está aquí desde 1900.
The store has been here since 1900. The store has been here since 1900.
Yo voy a correr de lunes a viernes.
I'm going to run from Monday to Friday. I'm going to run from Monday to Friday.
Él es bueno escribiendo.
He's good at writing. He's good at writing.
La escuela termina en junio.
School ends in June. School ends in June.
Yo he estado en París este verano.
I've been to Paris this summer. I've been to Paris this summer.
Yo alquilé este piso durante 5 años.
I rented this apartment for 5 years. I rented this apartment for 5 years.
Después de desayunar, se fue a la escuela.
After breakfast he went to school. After breakfast he went to school.
Antes de cenar, llámales.
Call them before dinner. Call them before dinner.
Termina tu tarea antes de la cena.
Finish your homework before dinner. Finish your homework before dinner.
Yo mismo correré.
I'll run myself. I'll run myself.
Ellos mismos demolieron la iglesia.
They themselves demolished the church. They themselves demolished the church.
Él mismo no quiso comprarlo.
He himself didn't want to buy it. He himself didn't want to buy it.
Asaron el pollo ellos mismos.
They roasted the chicken themselves. They roasted the chicken themselves.
Cómpranoslo.
Buy it for us. Buy it for us.
Ella me besó.
She kissed me. She kissed me.
Tú me has llamado.
You have called me. You have called me.
Ella me lo compró.
She bought it for me. She bought it for me.
Cómprame el DVD.
Buy me the DVD. Buy me the DVD.
Lo hicieron ellos mismos.
They did it themselves. They did it themselves.
Él se ha afeitado.
He has shaved himself. He has shaved himself.
Lo hicimos nosotros mismos.
We did it ourselves. We did it ourselves.
Arreglaron el coche ellos mismos.
They repaired the car themselves. They repaired the car themselves.
Yo mismo quiero cantar.
I want to sing myself. I want to sing myself.
Él me dio las llaves.
He gave me the keys. He gave me the keys.
Él lo hizo para mí.
He did it for me. He did it for me.
Tú me estabas buscando.
You were looking for me. You were looking for me.
Nosotros te lo hemos hervido.
We have boiled it for you. We have boiled it for you.